our rules is on a combat jump, when you depart the aircraft, the target's that way. The reason the target's that way is because these parachutes are not round. They don't fall straight down. They're elliptical, like a wing on a plane. They're going to go forward at 20 miles an hour in no wind. So the reason the target's that way is because we're smart enough to know that if and when we bump each other, which happens, going in the same direction, talk about fear, that's terrifying. But we know it's safe. If we bump each other going the opposite directions, it's what we call catastrophic. Because if you hit body to body at those speeds, you're going to get ripped in half and die on impact. Or you're going to hit the lines that connect the jumper to the canopy, get wrapped up in a nasty ball of rope and still plummeting towards the earth together, thinking about how painful that was to get all my fingers cut off. And we both get to die in 37 seconds when we smack into the mountain. So this is all simulated stress. So once you get your canopy open, turn on heading, you're going to pull down your night vision. I'm assuming most people haven't ever looked through night vision here. If you're dying to know what night vision is like, by the way, after this, go have 5 cocktails and get 2 toilet paper rolls. and then just imagine it's green. It's like you're kind of wobbly here and there. Your periphery goes to shit. None of it matters anyway. So then we're getting in line with each other, right? So we want to be 10 feet back and 10 feet up. So you get jumper, 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 jumper. Now that stack is going to a spot 11 miles away that none of us have seen before except on a map. And the lowest guy, the guy furthest down and out, he's got the hard job. He's called the lead jumper, or the fun job, depending on your attitude. He needs to get everybody there, get us all in line, and then immediately with his limited instruments do what's called a glide ratio. So he's doing math in his head. And a glide ratio is simply altitude, speed, distance, bearing, heading, course. Can we make it? If we can't make it, I need to find an alternate drop zone, and I need to limit the obstacles that are there. And obstacles are anything like a house, barbed wire fences, animals, God forbid, power lines, and make a nice safe pattern into it, because you don't want to bump each other going the opposite direction on the bottom end. It's just as bad. You wrap it 250 feet, you're going to die too. And he needs to find out what the wind is doing on the ground. When we departed the aircraft, the wind was at our backs, but as we descend, it starts to shift. So he's got a lot of stuff going on here. The reason you want to find the maximum amount of wind is, like I said, we're going 20 miles an hour in no wind. You want to land into the wind, slow down, and stop. If he screws that up, and we have a 15-mile-an-hour wind at our backs, we get to save the Air Force a lot of time and a lot of money if instead of borrowing their airplane, we just went to Hertz and rented a minivan, you know, and drove through the desert at 3 a.m. at 35 miles an hour, and then just open the door and jump into a cactus. So that's the first 3 weeks. In that time, we'll do 65 to 85 of those jumps, sometimes as high as 25,000 feet. We'll lose a few guys out of the course, not because they quit, because they got hurt. Believe it or not, you can get hurt doing that. Or because they violated too many rules in a row. These guys are trying out for a hostage rescue team. The job's way too precise. If you're unsafe, we'll just fire you. The next 8 months, the remainder of the course is all based on one set of tactics called Close Quarters Battle, or CQB. And CQB is simply the hostage rescue style entry that you'll see in action movies when the good guys come into a room, kind of clear the area, you know, secure the hostages and get rid of the bad guys. The reason that we use CQB is because regardless of the environment, it always comes down to an entry point, be it a door or a cave entrance. And when operators come through rooms, there are definite steps, distances, movements, and angles on every single thing that they're doing, and it differs for every single operator behind them based on protecting each other's backs, right? So we'll enter with 4 guys at a time at first into what's called a shoot house or a kill house. And a kill house is simply a training area that kind of looks like a hotel. So it's shaped like a hotel. But unlike a hotel, the walls are ballistic because we're shooting live ammunition. and blowing up real bombs, and up in the rafters on catwalks, there are 20 SEAL Team 6 instructors